So in this video, I'm just going to attempt to defend Desert File a little bit. There are some things that have gone on that I don't feel like defending for anyone. But in the past, I've been known to be the quote-unquote backstabber, or as I like to call it, the consummate skeptic. But the backstabber who, like, when his friend says something that he doesn't like, he'll make a video against him, and then, you can never trust Agent of Doubt because he'll make a video about you after, shaking your hand the day before, And to me, when people do it to me, I appreciate it because, this is how we grow in knowledge. We debate each other, even if we're friends, and if I make a video poning someone after being in a hangout with them the day before, I don't see anything wrong with that. But sometimes what we get in the YouTube atheist community is one person makes a faux pas so big that it starts to snowball, this criticism against them, and it becomes this huge thing. And I have been a part of lynch mobs and burning the ship down with everybody else, with other people, and I've learned from it. And so in this video, instead of jumping on Desert File is a bad person bandwagon, I'm going to say a few things in his defense, even though I've seen videos from people saying, if you are defending him, I'm not your friend anymore, what he did was so fucking horrible. Okay. It's just to be contrarian, to be honest. I've seen some things that I find that they're not well thought out, so I'm gonna say a few things. And before this video, I just wanted I'll leave links below. I saw Phantom Queen 1. She made a video, and Dathy Dublin, and I liked both videos as far as content, because we're not getting a lot of content here on YouTube. So I'm going to leave the links. Few points that I disagree with, but here's some things that I have a problem with in this whole lynch mob against Desert File. First off, the argument that he does not have the right to say it, I'm of the persuasion that if a business does not serve black people, then they should be able to have a sign that says that. We hate we hate gays. Don't dare eat here and be gay. Put it out front there so that everyone else can see how hateful you are. And in this case, if he has these thoughts about this person, immediately, if his reaction to her ignorance is that of just utter repulsion to the point of making comments like he did, I think it's better for him to make the video and have all of this backlash. So when people say he shouldn't have ever made that video, videos like that need to be taken down. No, I think we should learn from that conversation. This is a website about having video conversations back and forth, or at least it was. And if we have problems in our line of thinking, some of us like to think that we can grow from criticism. So if you have something bad to say, go ahead and say it. Say everything. Say all the things. Okay? And the things that you say that are bad, we can help you with. And you can make retractions and statements later, saying that you no longer feel that way and showing how you've grown. But if you keep that shit inside and don't let anyone know the problems that you have and the way that you think, because people, well, they use peer pressure to get you to not say things like that, well, then we'll never know and we'll never grow. So think about the chilling effects of telling someone that if they have those feelings, they shouldn't say anything. They shouldn't make any videos venting about it. I'd like to think that I've grown as a person, and other people here on YouTube have grown as people because they said, and I said, the stupid things, and then got the backlash for it. Inventor Gorilla, are you with me here? Anyways, that's one thing. Talking about the freedom of speech and then referring to either the Constitution or state laws or the terms of service. This is a problem that I have with some of the arguments, and this stems from Phantom Queen 1's video. My idea of freedom of speech isn't something that is defined by the Constitution. It's actually, it comes from something that I believe is higher than that, and not God. Something better. Something, you know, more inalienable than what if this country were to fail and there were no Constitution for America anymore. Like, even more inalienable than the most solid stone that you could carve the words everyone can say whatever the fuck they want into. It's more inalienable than that. Everyone has the freedom of speech, and anytime someone says there are limits in the law to freedom of speech, it's weird because they're saying, yes, there's freedom of speech, but yours isn't covered. So, yeah, it's weird how laws about freedom of speech are always used to curtail freedom of speech. All the laws that define it, you know? I say yes, he does have the right to say all of those things that he said, but everybody else has the right to criticize it, and he's going to pay the piper for some of the other things that he said in that video that I just don't stand by. But moving on to my next point, this is fucking YouTube, okay? And Desert File isn't holding himself as some sort of professor of anything, right? He isn't. He actually does put on a persona of somebody who really is happy-go-lucky and kind of reminds me of a Fraggle. Like that traveling Fraggle that wrote all the notes back to his nephew, I think. Yeah. He looks crazy with his beard and hair and that wilderness hat that he always wears. I met the guy in person, right? He holds himself in this goofy way probably for a reason. Like, don't take yourselves that fucking seriously, right? So, part of my point here is, have you been missing the tone of YouTube? I know that there's a tone that we should aspire to have, but it's episodes like this that really make me think about things like why Richard Coughlin stopped doing the Ponage Olympics. Because I enjoyed the Ponage Olympics because out of 500 entries for one category, you would actually get about 20 good videos. But if you look at the other 480 videos that were given to each category of the Ponage Olympics, they were of the same tone as Desert Files video, filled with, personal attacks against people, and saying very similar things. And I think maybe this was the reason why he stopped having the Ponage Olympics, because this is the tone on YouTube. You can't really make more than a little dent in trying to redefine the way that people interact here on YouTube, and try to make it a better place. It is going to devolve into what you see. You are going to have people, like, say, if you have an open competition like the Ponage Olympics, you're going to have people like Desert File enter every event. Me, you're going to have Atheism Defended, Raul. You're going to have Ponard Supreme, the former neo-atheist. And you're going to see all of what they bring. You're going to see Bionic Dance, And if you have problems with their method of delivery, you're going to see it. And those people are just representative of large groups of people who feel the same way as them. And who go overboard in a YouTube video where you have, 5 minutes to get your point across as emphatically as possible, and make it memorable. And sometimes you go for the lowest common denominator in your attack. All that being said, we'll talk about shaming for a second here. Shaming, not just like slut shaming, but shaming in general. If you call someone stupid or undesirable in their beliefs that they hold, and you bring some shame upon them, it is not going to teach that person. Okay? Odds are they might learn from it like 1 out of 100 times. But most of the people that you shame are going to become more firmly entrenched in their beliefs. It's going to push them further into their camp. More flies with honey. You all get this. But if you've got a lot of people on the fence on an issue, and you shame one of those people back into their camp, some of those people from the fence that are looking at this interaction, they might be won over to your side if you have strong enough points. And I believe, and this is a part of my defense for Desert File, he was not so much trying to teach this girl anything, but trying to entertain people who were closer to his point of view. This video was meant as entertainment for them. And it was over the top. When he speaks the way that he does, with the wild jaw that seems like it's unhinged, when he goes as far as pointing a gun to his head and then having a little cartoon bang, are you supposed to take that as seriously as you are? Or see it as a form of dark humor? Dark humor happens a lot. And even dark humorists sometimes don't get the joke when another dark humorist uses dark humor. Yeah. I don't think that anyone's going to be adopting the practice of telling their pupils to self-sterilize if they're stupid. if they're in an educational setting. That's not going to happen. But in this circumstance, I really think that people need to reevaluate who the target audience was of his video. And you know, make your videos criticizing him a little bit more to the point of what is the best way to educate people that are so far gone like this girl was, rather than what's easy to do. I think Dathy Dublin had some good points in his video, but there wasn't as much of an emphasis on what kind of tools can you use to educate somebody like that, as there was an emphasis on Desert File, you're a scumbag, and what you did was easy to do. Yes, it was easy to do, and that's what we find a lot of on YouTube. People doing the easy thing of saying, ha ha ha, you're so stupid. I've done it. But how do you reach out to these people? If he were to have taken every statement of hers and that he clipped out and actually just made an educational video, not only would she probably stop watching a minute into it, I think probably a lot of his subscribers wouldn't watch it. In fact, if this was the way that he made videos, he wouldn't have the thousands of subscribers that he has. People are subscribed to him to see that kind of reaction from him, that over-the-top stuff. So we really have to juggle, what is it that we want to do here? Do we want to piss in the wind and hope that for that 1 in a million chance of somebody somebody taking the time to watch your educational video that isn't entertaining or over the top? You know, do we want to do that a lot? And for some of us who have smaller channels because of it, it is something something of a matter of pride. Like, the reason why I have a small channel is because I don't insult people. I don't go for that lowest common denominator. I do educational videos. But then you get that other side of the juggle. Like, you really wish that more people would pay attention, because we are, by and large, losing a PR battle as far as people understanding science. You know, science needs better PR, because we've got a whole bunch of people denying it. You know, and how do we reach them if we have no foothold into an audience? Some people take to making 3 or 4 funny videos and then making one serious one, you know, trying to do it that way. Go ahead and look at the viewership of any person that you wish would make more science videos. Go ahead and look at Thunderfoot's channel. He gets that criticism all the time, like, I wish you would make more sciencey videos. Well, if that were true on the whole of his entire audience, then you would see more clicks on the sciencey videos. But what you see is more clicks on the drama videos. You know, the ones that where he's picking on creationists and or feminists, those get the views. And that gives him the platform for maybe somebody clicking on a science video that he does. And it does look like he has fun making those. But the complaint here is that Desert File makes a video in this ponage style of going for the throat against a little girl. Brian J1962 and I saw this with another girl that was harassed during the Ponage Olympics. Her channel was Uncool Nerd Alert. If you were to look up Uncool Nerd Alert, you'd probably only find Ponage videos of her left. Heather closed that channel, started a different one, and we actually were having a conversation with her, Brian and I, more so Brian. But she was a nice little girl, and I when I see this playing out, I see what happened to Heather. You know, this is another girl that has closed her account because she was shamed. And you guys know that I'm all about freedom of speech and, you know, cataloging all the channels that get closed because people, YouTube aside, I haven't been able to put as much effort into it as I have in the past, but these things really do interest me. Why people close their channel from shaming, what is the net effect of it, because she didn't change her views when she closed her channel. You know, she didn't all of a sudden realize, oh my goodness, science is right. No. Most likely, she decided that she was cornered on that channel. She's going to pop up on another one, and she's still going to have those same beliefs. You know? Maybe hardened. Maybe thinking that the internet is a place where those evil atheists lurk for you. You know? So, hopefully, those of you who've stated that anyone who defends Desert File in this time don't, like, unsub and block me for, you know, taking a sidestep from the lynch mob here, just to make sure that we have all our ducks in a row on all of these points, you know. I will agree with the criticism that it kind of looked like a eugenics argument, you know, and that maybe we can make points better. And I will agree that any girl of that age probably does wear too much makeup and hasn't learned how to properly do their makeup, and that is shooting fish in a barrel as far as the skill required to make fun of somebody's makeup like that. But as with other YouTubers that I have met in person, and I don't know anyone who's met as many YouTubers as me. I'm in a couple different genres, a couple different communities on YouTube. As with a few others that I can name, like Crazy to the Core and All This Valor, Desert File really is as goofy as he is in person on his videos. And there's a reason for it. And I think that people who are taking him seriously in this, they are seeing a very serious issue, which could probably have a better target for this type of criticism, because when he's putting guns to his head and stabbing himself in the neck in his video, that's very cartoonish. But there are people who actually believe in, say, genocide of a certain religion, and would actually say, look, you are too stupid to ever learn, so you should probably not procreate anymore. You know, And they'll say it in videos here on YouTube without any kind of dark humor, without it, like anything that could possibly be perceived as humor. You know? I'll close this ramble by playing a video, but I'll leave a link in the description. This is me and Desert File together. Okay? And this was from, what, a Skepta camp in 2012, like a year and a half ago, in the parking lot. Completely, like, as the same character as he is all the time. I had dinner with the guy, same person, in the videos that you see. He's always that goofy. And there's a reason. There's a fucking reason. You know? It's Kaufman-esque, I guess. But yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and put out my torch and sit out this one. I'm sure, without any criticism from me, that he can correct the course of his channel and grow from this. But you guys go ahead and take this one from here. Because this right here is the Desert File that I know. Okay? There we go.
So I know this is cheesy.
I've never seen a camera that small before.
My electronic wang it's kind of small, but you know I make up for it other places. That's why I don't have a Ferrari.
Kids at the gym talk.
So this is cheesy, but I would really like it if you could scream gravity.
Gravity! Have you ever fucking heard of gravity? Gravity!
Thank you.
You're welcome. Some people have no sense of humor.
Okay, so what he said there, I think applies here. Some people have no sense of humor. Also, a lot of people probably can't get the humor in his video, but there is a core audience that does, and that's who he made the video for. I'm just showing you, in fucking real life, in every interaction, Desert File really does not take anything seriously, like the people that are criticizing him right now. And if you're going to reach him, I think you need to understand that. If you're going to have a conversation with him with your criticisms of, you know, what he did, he's likely to shrug off your criticism if you're taking him seriously. Like, there are some veins bulging and like spit flying in some of these videos criticizing him. You know, like, how dare you, that's a little girl. Anyone he runs into, even complete strangers who are just trying to back up their car, you know, he is that weird fraggle guy. Okay? And yeah, as much as his video would be ineffective in teaching the target of the ponage, I would like people to be effective in expressing to him how over-the-top humor has offended them. Because if you come from the point of view that we should always be serious, he is not going to hear you. Have fun, everyone. I know he does. And maybe that's the point.